I get this question all the time regarding multifamily, and the fact is, people believe that I own more single family than I own multifamily. The reality is, I own 1,500 multifamily doors like this sixplex here in Anchorage, Alaska with Carlie Romer and Abraham Gray. I own 1,500 doors just like this, where we did not use a bank, we got seller finance or took over a seller's existing mortgage subject to. I also own 300 single family homes. And so people think of me as a single family guy. And so this video, I want to show you exactly what I would do if I wanted to get a sixplex, a fourplex, or a duplex today on owner finance. Step number one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to Crexi.com, CREXI.com.
Step number two,
I'm going to go over to the search feature and I'm going to type in owner finance. And what you'll find is there's thousands of owner finance opportunities, just like the sixplex, just like the other properties we bought here in Anchorage, Alaska. This one property, Alaska, Anchorage, sixplex, makes me $11,000 a month net. The way that we've structured the deal is pretty magical. Let's talk about and jump into the story of where Carlie and how Carlie, my partner on this deal, locked up this contract.
What's up, y'all? I'm Carlie Romer. I think I had just joined Sub 2 and we're learning about batch leads. Batch leads was tough. Then a week later it started working and you were able to pull numbers and go from there. So pulled this list, skip trace the phone numbers, and you go to town and call them. And that's what I did. Calling every single one. I think there's maybe 200. Called this number. His name is Tim Burnham. That's the owner of 3520. Very short at the time. You know, what are you doing? Why are you calling me? Hey, I see you're the owner of 3520 East 42nd. And I was new, you know, just nervous. Yeah, I am. What do you want? And so I was like, hey, yeah, just wondering if you wanted to sell it to me. You know, like I said, I was very bad. You know, one of the very first deals with Abraham and Pace, and I was like, well, I wouldn't be opposed to it. How much money are you gonna put up or something like that, you know? Like I said, very short. I think we're on the phone the first time for maybe a minute or two. That was that. The first conversation didn't go so well. And I had another wholesaler that was here, Mike Weston, yes. He actually had a better conversation with him than I did. And Mike Weston's also in Sub 2. I don't know if he's in here or not, but he was able to stay on the phone with him for maybe 20, 30 minutes, is what he was telling me. You know, talking about creative finance, seller finance, etc. He was on the phone for 20 to 30 minutes with him. Dude, how'd you do that? And he said, I just watched Pace talk to live sellers on Sub 2. And so I was like, oh man, he has those videos in there? Because mind you, I'm still kind of new in there. So the next couple days I go on the Sub 2 vault and I devour Pace's live seller calls and I start talking like Pace, developing his mannerisms and etc. And so my next call with Tim was a follow-up, I think a month later. Him and I developed such a good rapport that we were on the phone for maybe an hour and a half or longer, maybe more or less. From there, it was all follow-up because he had told me that he wasn't ready to sell it at the time. This was back in 2022. So where we bought it was July 11th, 2023. I almost forgot about the deal, but I kept the follow-up going. Between the year, because he kept saying, like, I don't want to be bothered. I don't have a lot of time to talk because he owns a couple restaurants in California, owns all these properties. I called the title company, and I'm a realtor as well, and so I was doing this deal. Wesomehow this address came up, and the person at the title company said that, oh yeah, this property is sold, and you know we're getting ready to close on it. I don't know if they could do that, but that's what this guy told me at the title company. Right then and there, I thought it was done and it was over, and I texted him. I was like, hey man, I thought you said you were waiting to sell this. You know, this guy said so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. He actually texted me back. He's like, I don't know what the F you're talking about. You need to slow down. None of that's true. So that gave me a little hope. I had forgot to follow up with this guy for a very long time. I think 3 or 4 months went by. And I was looking through Podio, that's a lot of the CRM people use, and I see missed follow-up, 3 months overdue. Tim Burnham is his name, goes by Huey. I said, oh, I should call him. Or no, I actually texted him first. I said, hey man, I'm ready, I got some money to spend, looking at a few more deals and yours came up. Want to know if you're ready. Texted back, yeah, I'm ready, send me an offer. Literally just like that. Yeah, I'm ready now, send me an offer. And I said, oh man, okay. Whew. And so get back in that, pump up, all right, gotta write a contract. At that time, I didn't use a TC. I did all my own paperwork, unfortunately. So went into the vault, got the contract, and was playing with a few things. One, he didn't give me a price. Whoever gives the price first loses, right? You guys know that? So he kept saying, no, just send me an offer. No, just send me an offer. It's like, what I came back with, I was like, look, I could give you a cash offer for $400,000, but I don't want to lowball you and piss you off and then we don't close on the deal. So I need you to give me a price that you're comfortable with selling, and then I could get it to my numbers guys and we can go from there. Oh, okay, cool. He said 500,000, and I think he said 8 to 10% on a seller finance note. I was like, oh, okay, let me check with my numbers guy and I'll get back to you. And it was just me, I'm the numbers guy too. So originally you wanted like 500,000, 8 to 10% interest, sorry. And then he wanted something like $50,000. A lot of the times when you're negotiating with sellers, they are focused on the price. They don't care about their monthly payment, they don't care about their interest rate, they just want their price. So his price was 500,000. I said, and where I messed up was like, okay, we might be able to do that, but let me go back to my numbers guy. And after that, he came back with, actually I was looking at the comps, and the comps say 600,000 in this area. So he raised the price. And like I said, I think that's where I screwed up. So 600,000 at 8% interest. He wanted, I think, 50K down, 5K to his agent, and so on. So from there, he was focused on his price. Now he wants 600,000 at 8% interest. I'm like, I plug this into bankrate.com. I don't know if you guys use Bankrate. Anybody? So Pace, good. So Bankrate, will tell you the mortgage interest, what your monthly payment is, amortization schedule, all that. Bankrate.com mortgage calculator. 600,000 at 8% interest. I don't remember the numbers off the top of my head. I just know that interest rate was too high for me, and I wanted that to come down. And so I was working with him back and forth. And when I said back and forth, we were on the phone for maybe a couple minutes because he's just moving fast, short. He works at a restaurant, his own restaurant, and it's just go for him. So I come back with, okay, if I increase your price and we come down on the interest rate, is that something you would be opposed to? You gotta use the word opposed, right? Not open. I then come back with, okay, so here's my offer. 630,000 and I start low at 2% interest. And he goes, get the F out of here. That's crazy talk. So, okay, well, the best I can do here is, 650, 3.3% interest. Here's why I say this. The rental income that you showed me versus the expenses, I'm barely making any money, is what I told him. And, that payment now is what, $27.14 a month. I sent him the full breakdown of Bankrate, right? I showed him how much interest he'd be getting over the next 10 years. We have a 10-year amortization or balloon on it. And he took a couple days to respond to that. So right now the offer's set in for 650, 3.3% interest, 10-year balloon. And I think we talked the down payment to $30,000 to him instead of 50. Took him a couple days and he said, this looks good, let's get the deal done. I'm like, oh, let's go. So after all the trials, tribulations of, oh man, I'm not gonna get this deal done. This deal sold. the short temper and so forth to now we're here talking 650 at 3.3%, 10-year amortization. The monthly payment's $2,714, and I think we're making $11,000 a month on it. So, yeah.
Key takeaway here is that not all deals happen overnight. This particular deal took 1.5 years of Carlie's time. He followed up with the seller over 20 times. The first call, you find them on Crexy.com. You either call the broker or you call the seller directly, depending on who you're talking to. Sometimes the broker and the seller are the same person. How do you get their information? Well, a lot of the times, Crexy.com has their contact information. You can just call the broker. And because they're already advertising owner finance, you don't have to ask them if they're willing to sell without a bank. When you call the agent, you just say, hey, I'm part of a partnership, a couple of different people that are out here looking for more properties, duplexes, fourplexes, etc. And I'm wondering what kind of terms your seller is offering. Step number 3, here's a major gift that I'm going to give you. I'm only going to give it to you guys if we get 500 subscribers out of this video. If we get 500 subscribers, I will give you guys a powerful list. And the list will be in the description down below if we get 500 subscribers. The list that I'm going to give you is pretty magical. 2 badass sub-2 students in every single state. So a list of 100 people that you can reach out to and go, I'm stuck. I got a seller, I got a broker, they said they're interested, I don't know what to do next. Because no matter what I tell you in this YouTube video, you are going to overthink it. You are going to put yourself in a situation where you go, I don't know what to say. They said something, I'm tripped up. So I'm gonna give you step 3 is reach out to somebody in the sub-2 community that can help you have this conversation with the sellers. Have the conversation with the brokers. Now what you're gonna do is step number 4. You're gonna JV with them, and I'm gonna give you guys also a link to a JV agreement, joint venture agreement down in the description below as well. This makes it so you protect yourself, the sub-2 student protects themselves, and you guys lay everything out. The sub-2 student's gonna call the seller, gonna work out the terms, all of those types of things. And then you guys together are gonna decide, are we gonna wholesale this? Are we gonna keep this? Are we gonna flip this? Are we gonna partner with the seller? There's so many different options. And the biggest thing that you're gonna do is partner with a sub-2 student on this particular deal. So it's a lot easier than you think. Crexy.com, owner finance. Work with a sub-2 student, get a JV agreement, have the sub-2 student partner with you, and take this kind of deal to the finish line. Now, if you guys are looking to join a community and be part of a team, we have something that we do almost every month. It's called the No One Left Behind Challenge. So link in the description down below. You guys can join that challenge. You guys can pair up on a team where you have a closer like me, a newbie like you, a gator, a top tier TC, somebody who can handle all the paperwork, and kind of a floating helper, somebody that's helping out finding buyers and those types of things. That's the recipe. Please share, please subscribe. It helps out the channel, and we'll see you in another video.